Hiya and welcome to this week's Carnivore. This week we're going to be making some jerky, but we're not making it out of beef. We're going to use some pigeons that we've got out of the freezer, the ones that we shot in the winter on rape. We're going to be using Western products again. We're going to be using their meat tenderizer and jerky slicer, as it says on the tin, and that's from Realtree Outfitters. So we've taken it out of the box, we've put it together, we've got him on the table. So first thing to do first is meet our friend Woody Pigeon and get him breasted off, ready to be going through there. Okay, so here he is, our good old friend Woody. He's been out of the freezer a bit now. He's not completely thawed out, but he's thawed out a bit. And all he's going to do is take the breast off. There's various ways of taking the breast off, but this is the way that I do it, nice and easy. With the feathers on and everything else, I'm not plucking the line or anything. I'm just going to put my knife on and run down the breastbone, like that. Once I've got through the breastbone, where the skin is, you can just see, I'm going to put my thumbs in and pull the skin away from the breast, like that, which exposes the meat. Not too many feathers coming off there, there's a bit, but we can trim them up in a bit. And that exposes the breast like so. So once we've done that, I'm going to get the knife again, clean the feathers, run either side of the breastbone, like so, until you feel the bone underneath, like that. Just get my thumbs in and just push it off. Both sides, both the same. Once you get to where the wishbone is on the top, take your knife again, just nip around the muscle to where the bone is at the joint of the wing. And what we're trying to do is leave the fat, the skin and the feathers all in one place and take him off like that, all nice and clean. So there's one breast fillet there. I'm just going to get the other one exactly the same, peel him off the skin, run your knife down behind him and take him off like so. Leaving all the feathers, the skin, a bit of blood on that one. Like I say, we've got to trim that up before. That's all going to do with this pigeon. We're not going to use the carcass for anything else. Labour intensive doing the plucking and everything else, and because we're making jerky, it's the best bit of meat, it's the leanest bit of meat, so that's what we're going to use. Okay, so in proper Blue Peter fashion, here we go. Here's our pigeon breast that we'd already taken off. What we've got to do is trim the little bits of fat off, because when you're making jerky, you want to be dehydrating the meat to make it out, which makes it preservative, and fat will not dry out. That's why we decided to use pigeon, because it's a very lean meat and everything else. So that's all we're doing, is trimming the little fillets up, making sure they're all clean, all the bits of fat off them, no shot left in them. Like that. And what we've got here, we've got some different marinades. I'm just going to pop them in there and let them soak for a little bit, just to add a bit more flavour to it. Okay, so we've left our pigeon breast marinating now for about 2 to 3 hours. The marinade that we've got here, this one is soy sauce, bit of lemon juice, bit of black pepper, bit of garlic, and bit of salt. That's about it really. We just put them in there, let them soak it up. And this one's balsamic vinegar, olive oil and sea salt, just to give them a little bit of taste and everything else. So we just thought we'd put them in that and see how we go. So the next step is we're going to be using our grinder and slicer here. And the first job is to grind them up. I'm going to start with these 4 here. Try and keep them as separate as we can. So I'm going to take a pigeon breast out of there, pop him in the top, turn the handle the way it says, and it's tenderised it, as you can see. Slice the breast, repeat the process with another one. And all you're doing, exactly the same again, comes out and goes through. It's just breaking up the sinews in the tissue and the muscle. Okay, so now we've tenderised it. What I'm going to do is put the marinade back over it so it gets in there. Just leave him there. Just let him stand another 10 or 20 minutes or so. And we've got the other ones to do as well, so we'll do those. Exactly the same process. Pigeon breasts, flaunt them through, put them all through twice, crossways each other. It comes out like you've got a checkering on there. Okay, so now we've done the tenderising, we need to change the blades. It's quite simple. There's 2 combs that fit down either side. Have to remove those. 1, 2, undo the nail nuts on the top. Lift off. Unscrew the handle from the back, which is another nail nut. Taking the nail nut off the back of the handle. Remove the handle like so. And as you see, as you look in the top, you can see how tightly knitted that the blades are. So as they go round, they're virtually cutting right the way through the muscle of the meat, which is tenderising it. So we can take that off now. Either side, just put it ready for washing. And the other one, like so. Okay, it's as simple to fit the blades. They fit again. There we go, like so. Just fit in the recesses, as they're designed to do. And they work off the cogs so they work fine together off the handle. So, I'll put the handle back on with the right nail nut. Fits on quite simple. Screw him up so the handle doesn't come off. Put the top back on. Can't go wrong, there's only one way it'll go on. Screw the nail nuts up. Just snug, not too tight. Put the combs back in. 1, 2. Okay, so that's the blades changed. We've done the grinding, now it's time for the slicing and getting it ready to go into the oven. Okay, so what we're doing now is just popping it through the slicer again, tenderised bits of meat. So exactly the same as we did before. Pop them in, turn the handle, and hopefully it comes out sliced at the other end. As it does. And what we're doing is laying them in a baking tray. So these have got to go in the oven now for a long time to dry out all the moisture, which makes them into jerky. The blades are set to cut them at the optimum thickness. It's just a case of being a bit fiddly when you're putting them in the baking trays and line them out. Okay, they say that you want to cook the jerky for 2 hours at 165 degrees Fahrenheit or 70 degrees Celsius, and then checking it every half an hour after that until it dries out. Because that's the idea now. What we want to do now is pull all the moisture out of the meat and just leave the meat, which makes it preservative. That's why you've got to take the fat off, because it won't dry out. And we've just got lean meat there in the marinades. We've done them both together. So it's just time for the oven now and waiting. So that's what we'll do. We'll get them in. Okay, so that's them in the oven at 200 degrees. Going to leave them now 2 hours, like I said, and then we're going to come back and check them every half an hour after that and make sure they're really dry and crispy. And that's it, it's just a waiting game now. Right, time's about up now. Been in the oven a good 2.5 hours, so let's have a look. Oh, they're looking nice and dry. It's looking a bit more like jerky now. They're hot. So what I'm going to do is leave them to cool down for a bit. Give them 10 minutes, half an hour, and I'll come back and see what we've got. Okay, that's cooled right down now. Proof's in the eating now. Yeah, it's dried up. See how it snapped? Yeah, it's alright, guys. I'm quite impressed. Shannon, come here. Right, mate.
Tastes like jerky.
There you go. Proof's in the eating. Succeeded. First go. Pigeon jerky. Not bad at all. It doesn't look the most appetising stuff on the world, I'll tell you. But we've dried it out. You can taste the marinades. It's done its job. Okay, that's about it for Carnivore this week. Thanks for watching. If you want to find out more about Western products, especially the meat tenderizer and jerky slicer that we've used today, click on this link here. And like I say, that's about it now. What I'm going to do is get this stored away, probably dried out. Mr. Killer will be fighting for them later, I reckon. So that's it. Beer o'clock. Laters.
Subscribe to Team Wild TV for all the best hunting shows on YouTube.